Today I'm going to be interviewing Adam, who's a successful student of mine. He actually made $11,000 in the past 30 days. So congrats, Adam, and I'm super happy to be interviewing you today.
Thanks for having me.
So just tell us a little bit about your story and how you kind of started, how you found out about Amazon FBA, how you found out about the Amazon Freedom course. And you've been in the course since when?
January. The end of January is when I finally purchased it.
Okay, awesome. So you say finally purchased it. So were you like, just tell us, give us a rundown of like your background, how you found out about online business, how you found out about Amazon FBA, and what made you want to get onto this passive income journey?
Sure. So not to make it too long, but I'm a real estate investor. It's something that I did prior to this. And for anyone who's aspiring to invest in real estate or who's already doing it, you'll quickly find out that you run out of your capital fairly quickly. So once I had built up a real estate portfolio, I started looking for ways to generate more capital. I mean, I have a growing family, 3 kids now, a wife, a home, working a corporate job, but how do I get more capital? So I started looking into different ways. I looked at retail arbitrage, merchant platforms, Shopify, things of that nature. Wasn't really sure where I wanted to go with it. So I started watching a lot of YouTube videos, reading a lot of books, and I stumbled across you. I think you were probably less than 10K subscribers at the time. So, but you seemed like a genuine guy. You seemed like you knew what you were talking about. And you were also very convincing in that FBA is the way to go. So that's really where I started researching it a bit more. And it didn't take too long after that, but that's when I decided I'm going to go with it. And so the end of January 2018, that's when I purchased it.
Awesome, man. So obviously like 11K in the past 30 days. I mean, that's great. Like that's definitely in the top of my students. I've had students in the past that I've interviewed who have done about the same, like between 7K, 11K, 14K. I think I had one who did 25K. I mean, there's a lot more students out there, and some don't like to be interviewed. A lot of people like to, stay anonymous for some reason. But anyway, I really appreciate you for, coming on today, and we can just talk, about how kind of like your journey, and we can talk about, the obstacles that you faced and things like that. So, if you said that you have a family and you did this with, I believe, your wife, right?
Yeah. So she has our Facebook accounts, and she's really kind of the one who does social media stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm really just kind of the one that's just hitting it hard, building the business, managing the books, things like that.
Okay, awesome. So how long did it take you? So you joined in January, and then were you trying to find a good product kind of like the whole time? And because now we're in August, right? So it's been about 6 months. So did you like not have time at the beginning, or did it take you some time to like commit, or what have you been? Take us down the road of between January and now.
Sure. So as soon as I started watching the videos, I started implementing some of the information, or at least getting started product research, reaching out to suppliers, things like that. And this is when I found out about the Chinese holidays, and so actually I had too much time on my hands because I was able to find the first product probably after about 2 to 3 weeks. But then when I found out that I wasn't going to be able to order the stock, I started doing more and more product research. So I ended up actually finding 2 products. I know that a lot of people kind of try and stay away from that, but I just had to do it. And not only that, but I felt more confident after the first one. So basically from there, I placed my orders after dealing with the suppliers. And it was probably April by the time I got my first product in stock. And so it definitely took a lot longer than I wanted to. By the way, that first product, it was a flop. So at this point, what I'm doing, I still have some stock left, but I lowered it down. And then I also offer a 15% off coupon. So if somebody wants to buy it, it basically brings it down to the break-even cost. But my second product, totally different story. So I've already sold probably about 2,000 units, and I launched that in late May.
Wow.
And it just seems to be flying off the shelves. I mean, when I was doing the product research, a couple of different competitors. The top one was making 30K a month. The one below that was 15. I came in, and now all of a sudden they're below 10, and I'm at around 11. So it's been interesting. It definitely did better than what I thought it was going to do.
Okay, and like this product, so you said 2,000 units has been flying off the shelves. Would you say it's a seasonal product, so maybe it's selling well because it's the summer right now, or is it like a long term? Do you see this product like selling after the summer?
Yeah, I think this will be a long-term product. It's definitely not seasonal.
Okay.
So this is something that just about everybody can use, every adult at least, and it's apparently there is demand for it. It was one of those things. I remember one of the videos you were talking. Yeah. One of the videos you said the weirder it is, a lot of times the more it sells, and that's kind of what this is. Maybe not quite that strange, but it's not something you'd think about buying.
Yeah.
But apparently there's a market for it.
Yeah, so I've been saying that with pretty much every single one of my Amazon products, and like every single product that I've seen, apparently there's a market for it, and I've been hearing that a lot. And it's from my own experience. And on Amazon, I don't know what your product is. I believe you probably sent it to me. Did you send it to me like to check it because you obviously you had my mentorship, right? So you were chatting with me on Facebook throughout the whole process, right?
Yes. Well, actually, the first one I sent. This one I just went with.
Oh, okay. So the first one you sent, and then for the second one, why didn't you send it to me? Were you like sure, like you found it? You're like, hey, like I don't even need to message Dan because I know this is gonna sell, or?
Yeah, I think that we talked on the first product, and it seemed like it was going to be solid, but I had actually become more comfortable with numbers by this point. So based on the numbers, I just felt really confident in this one. So I just decided to go with it. I think that's really all it was.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. So are you building a brand with this product? Like, what's the long term since it's selling so well right now? And also, by the way, it's interesting how you came in. How many reviews did these competitors have? Like, was it hard to compete and get in?
No, that's a good question. So the top competitor, who basically got hijacked recently, and they've just fallen down in the rankings, but they had over 300 reviews. Number two competitor had 150 reviews. I'm still sitting at 17 reviews, and it just basically has destroyed all the competition. So
17 reviews.
17 reviews now today.
Yeah.
And I think that the last 3 or 4 reviews actually came within like the last month. So
okay.
So it hasn't. Yeah, I haven't been getting a lot of reviews, but apparently it hasn't been affecting me negatively.
And so many people, and I've been saying this recently especially, people are very concerned with reviews, what Amazon's been doing and things like that, but as you guys can see, with only 17 reviews, you actually like stand a chance, and not even like a small chance, but a pretty big chance at destroying your competition. Clearly, they're like right next to you or below you on the first page, right? So reviews do matter. People want to see social proof, but the difference between having 17 and 100 and 300 is not as big as people think. So...
Yeah, I mean, I think double digits seems to be good. But when I launched the product, it was at about 7. So, to be honest, if I had a good quality product, or if I had a good bundled product, something that other people are not doing, and everything else has been optimized, I'd probably feel confident still launching with 5 or 7 reviews, no problem.
Okay, so 5 or 7 reviews. Basically, you got those reviews. And you launched the product, and then basically, did you use Viral Launch, or how did you launch the product?
No, so I believe this is Gator Launch. So we went through the group really, and it was a really good service. I was also very aggressive with it as well. So it was a 10-day launch, and I gave away more than what the competition was doing, and I think that you even account for the additional codes just in case other people don't use them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was a long launch, probably a little bit costly, but worth it in the end.
Yeah.
But Lawrence Yu is the one who I worked with.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, he's been an amazing, for those of you watching, he's been an amazing asset to our group in the Amazon Freedom course. So obviously, as you guys know, if you join, you guys get access to our amazing student group. And, we have great people in there. And I believe it's the best Amazon FBA group out there because we're creating so many success stories, which I'm super happy about. So, have you made money online before this at all? Or is this like the first passive income kind of thing that you're doing?
No, this is the very first passive income thing that I'm doing. So I really had very little experience with any of this stuff. I barely knew what PPC even meant. SEO, just the different acronyms. But today I can carry it in a conversation. I'm studying it. I'm actually reading other books and doing things on the side, which I recommend anyone to do at any level, just to keep on learning. But before this, no experience.
Okay, awesome. And so basically, and I asked this like the same question to every single one of the students that I interview. And, now that you're making this passive income, has it given you like more confidence? Like, because before you were probably skeptical, and you were probably just like anybody is, you were probably like, is this really possible for me? Like, you might have thought it was possible, but maybe you were like, is this really possible for me? Like, were you like, talk about some of like the thoughts that were going through your head? And you said it took you a while to even get into the course. Like, why did it take you so long?
Right. Well, it's just definitely increased my confidence. Absolutely. Now, I'm I've done things in the past, right? Real estate, for instance. A lot of people think that that's risky. A lot of people think that that's a way to lose everything. But I really think it just comes down to, first of all, you have to do it, right? Because it doesn't matter if you study and learn and you just never do it. You'll strike out 100% of the time, right? Mm-hmm. So, with real estate, that was what gave me my first confidence in knowing that all these people who talk negatively about different things and how things are risky, they're the ones who don't do it. So I use that same logic when it comes to online. Mm-hmm. So I don't need to be too convinced, right? I get enough information, and then I start to study it myself. And maybe I got a little bit lucky on this one, right? Maybe the second product just starting to fly off the shelves really had a huge impact when other people might go through 5 or 6 products. But
let's talk about that for a second. That's actually a really good point. So you said, maybe I got lucky. And I think that, because you're thinking right now kind of like, in the mind of like what most people would think, like, oh, if you tell them about your success, you're gonna be like, oh, you just got lucky and things like that, right? Well, you wouldn't have gotten lucky if you didn't even, if you didn't pull the trigger on your product, if you didn't go through your first failed product, because if you hadn't gone through your first failed product, there was no way that, life is a series of decisions, and if you didn't make that one decision, it wouldn't have brought you, to this product, right? So, there's like a quote, I forgot what it exactly is, but it's like, luck only finds you if you're out there searching for it, and if you're like, working every day, right? And obviously by, committing to Amazon FBA, by committing to actually your goals, and by getting into the course, obviously, you've achieved them, right? And so I wouldn't say that you got lucky, because, don't try to downplay your success. Like, you're successful, and like right now, your job, I believe, is to scale. I don't know if you can grow this product into a brand or not, but that's probably what you should focus on. And if not, then you should just keep trying to find products and keep reinvesting and keep growing. And then also look at other, passive income streams, because now you have the confidence being like, okay, I can make money online now. And it's a very real possible thing, as opposed to so many people still in 2018, which blows my mind. They still, like if you go ask anybody, they're like, oh, making money online, nah, that's a scam, or nah, that's not possible, right? So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and on that, right? So anytime that we're in an up market or a down market, right? Bull or a bust, you never know where the top is, you never know where the bottom is. But there are people who sit on the sidelines with that logic, and they miss out, and it's something that happens repetitively. Mm-hmm. So I just look at it the same way. Everybody's saying FBA is dead in 2016, FBA is dead in 2017, 2018. It's never going to stop. So there will always be naysayers. There will always be people who are trying to talk you out of it. But I think I misspoke a little bit before, because I don't even believe in luck. So yeah. I think it's totally right. Like, the harder I work, the luckier I get. Yeah, it's totally true. Yeah. So everything leads to something else. And I got to say that after the second product, just seeing what is possible, all I did was get a taste. That's all it is. I got a taste of the success that you can actually experience here if you do this right. So, I'm actually investing in my third product at this point. It's almost ready to be sent over here. By the way, I put $12K into this one. So I went big. That's probably something that I wouldn't have done before this. But $12K, I'd say my confidence went up.
Mm-hmm. So with your third product, is it like a continuation of, is it a brand, like a brand related product that you're trying to build, or is it totally separate from your second one?
Okay, so it's a totally separate product. So I do have aspirations to brand and possibly build a brand with product number 2, but this can also be true for product number 3. So, but what I did with product number 3 was I took a product that seemed to have a lot of demand, put a whole bunch of different little components into it, basically made a kit out of it. So it's going to be a premium product.
Okay, so you totally differentiated, like you added value pretty much.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So, just with you saying that, like I'm pretty confident. I don't know what your product is, but I'm pretty confident that you will succeed if the value that you added and like the way that you differentiated your product, if it's, what your target market wants, right? And I hope that that's what, you thought about that a lot and things like that, right? But if it is, actually, I've been saying this recently, Amazon's going to rank you without a launch service because they want your customers to see, they want their customers to see different products on the first page and not the same, barbecue gloves over and over and over again. So,
right.
Yeah. So, I don't know what your product is. You can, if you want, you can send it to me after. I don't know if you sent it to me or not.
Yep.
But yeah, let's talk about, let me think of another question. Hold on. Let me see what else.
Well, if I could say something, we talk about, FBA being dead or it's too hard now. Well, if there's one thing that I think that can put everybody at an advantage, and this is based on my cursory experience, but I would say that creating a quality product, creating something premium, something that differentiates, and actually putting like a brand on that. And I'm not sure if that's just something that people talk about all the time, but I think that this is about, not necessarily going into something that's just incredibly competitive, but maybe taking something that is competitive and just adding additional things to it. And I think that's what's going to be the game changer.
Like absolutely, 100%. Most people, what I've realized over and over again is that most people, they talk about, different gimmicks and different ways to rank your product on Amazon, to get 1 million reviews or things like that, right? But the thing is that what people don't realize is that if your product is better than your competitors', products, right? It's a market. Like, just like it's not just Amazon. It's like you go to the store. If you're a customer, you're probably going to buy the better product if it's around the same price point, right? You go there like, okay, this is clearly a better product. You're going to buy it. So people forget that if you have a good product, it doesn't matter. Like you don't need to learn any gimmicky ways to rank or launch or things like that, right? That's when that's like the sheep herd mentality kind of thing, right? That basically I see it over and over again. It's like the 99% mentality versus the 1%, and the 1% on Amazon are the people that are, like you, they're adding value and they're really differentiating, and basically they're doing things that, everybody else isn't doing, right? Like actually doing real entrepreneurship and actually adding real value instead of just copy and pasting the same product, that someone else is selling and then complaining why they're not selling, right?
Right.
So
yeah, absolutely. And actually, I heard a statistic, and it was that 90% of sellers today, say I started today, 90% of those sellers will not be there in 90 days. And, whether that's true or not, and I could believe that. I think that the point is just to kind of stick with it. Do it the right way. Don't jump in just to try to make a quick buck. Really stay there for the long term. Really think about it. Like, add some thought to the product. Don't just, there's a lot of information out there where it's just, look at how quick I can do this. I can find a product in 10 minutes and, here I created a logo and boom, it's gone. Like that. I don't think that's really the object. It's putting some time into it, putting some thought into it, and really putting something out there of value.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So honestly, man, like I'm so happy. And I think this is one of the best interviews that I filmed because, clearly I see that you're on the right track. And obviously you gain a lot of value from the course. So, all right. So if you were to answer like completely honestly, you joined the course in January of 2018. And obviously you were like, okay, like, I'm looking for a step-by-step blueprint. And like, I just want to, instead of spending all this time trying to find information on the internet and wasting so much time and not really committing, you committed to it. So looking back, are you happy that you took the course, or, do you kind of think that you shouldn't have taken it, like you would have been able to do it without it?
Oh, I think it was the cheapest $500 course I've ever purchased. By that, the amount of time I saved, the amount of money I saved, I don't think that I'd be where I am today without the course, right? We know that people can do it, right? If they have the will to succeed, they're going to succeed. It's inevitable, right? But, with that said, you never want to be cheap on your education. And, really what you did was you put all the information that was relevant for anyone to get started, right? So whether it's a completely new seller or whether it's somebody who has been doing this but just is looking for maybe a different perspective or different ideas. But all that information was put into one package and put in sequential order, which allowed me to go through it and just do what I had to do. I mean, for instance, right, everything from product research, right? This is a totally new concept for me, using Jungle Scout, pulling up different products and different tabs and just analyzing it. But then we're talking about other things like how to create a shipment plan. Just important things like that, especially because for me, Amazon was a totally new platform. I mean, that's another thing, right? I mean, it's not only getting familiar with this whole new concept and business model, but it's actually utilizing Amazon's platform. I mean, there's so much to it. So definitely, I mean, the course added a ton of value. I already recommend it to the people that I talk to. And yeah, I mean, if I could do it all over again, I would.
Awesome. So did you? So you did end up using the mentorship portion of the course. For those of you not familiar, everybody that does join the course, at least for now, I probably will be taking it out soon. But basically, everybody that joins, they get access to my personal Facebook chat. So did that help you? Like, did you use that often?
Yeah, I did. I did contact you a couple of times, but to be honest, there's just a lot of information going on within the course, within the group. So really what I would do, and this is another thing, this is like what really helped me to get educated, was just going on for 10 minutes a day and just scrolling through the comments and just reading other people's replies. And, maybe people have different perspectives on a certain situation, but if you read all that, then you get all of those perspectives. So after a while, it's amazing how much the information accumulates.
And that's you're talking about the Amazon Freedom Facebook group, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Awesome. So yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome. So I'm super happy for you, and I'll show you guys the screenshot of Adam's earnings right here. So it's going to be somewhere on the screen right now. So now, what are your goals? Talk to us about some of your goals. Obviously, now you're making money online, and just tell us about some of your goals, like for the next maybe year or a couple years, 5 years even.
Oh, 5 years. I mean, it's hard to even say where I'll be in 5 years. And I'm sure you know how that can be. But for the next year or two, I really plan to scale the Amazon stream of income. I'm hoping to get it to $50K a month by next year, and from that, I'm also looking to sink that into more real estate and possibly some other kind of assets. You ever read? I mean, I know a lot of the listeners here probably are familiar with Robert Kiyosaki. And that's really what I want to do. What I want to do is take this income, which is such an amazing opportunity, and sink it into assets. This way, in case something happens somewhere down the line, at least you bought hard assets with it, and you should be good. And that, I'm looking to do that for myself and my family. And then from there, I want to get further into the e-commerce platforms, probably a Shopify store, also YouTube. YouTube is something that I've always wanted to do, but now that I have different successes in different asset classes, I'm really kind of looking to at least have conversations online about it. So that's kind of what I'm looking to do within the next probably 2 to 3 years at least.
Awesome. So actually, I'm going to be releasing a ton. My next focus is obviously continue the Amazon content, but there's a lot of people on my channel, and something that I've been wanting to do was to release more Shopify content. So I've been experimenting with Shopify the past couple months, learning it, and I have a store right now, and it's making great money. So Shopify, and then also YouTube. And I think that YouTube, nobody's really tried doing this other than super, super big YouTubers, but I'm going to try to create like a whole, so obviously there's going to be a lot of videos coming in the next couple months, and then I'm going to try to basically create a whole program on how to take your passion and basically build a personal brand around it, basically turn your passion into your living, right? And that's kind of what I did, right, by teaching people passive income and teaching everybody Amazon FBA and e-commerce and entrepreneurship and all these other things, right? Self-improvement. So yeah, I'm super pumped, and it's great to hear that my subscribers and including you are basically looking for that. So yeah.
Absolutely, that's good stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you very much for coming on the interview today. And honestly, I wish you, thanks a lot, and I wish you continued success. And now if you guys are interested in joining the Amazon Freedom course and you do get my mentorship still, I probably will be taking it out soon. There's just, a lot of students joining, so the link for that is right down below for the Amazon Freedom course. So looking forward to having any one of you right here watching as a student success. All it takes is just, believing in yourself and basically just, not having any negativity, not listening to any negativity, because like Adam here said, like you said, most people that are spreading negativity are the ones that just sit and don't do anything, right? And they're trying to pull others down. So
yep.
Yeah, so anyway, once again, thank you guys for watching. Click the link below to join the course, and go ahead and follow me on social media, Instagram and Snapchat. Links for those are right here somewhere as well. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'll see you guys soon.